Hi guys. So I'm a little bored. So before work, I thought I'd just go live and start doing tags. So I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna do the binge reading tag, which I was tagged by Mindy's Book Journey. I can't remember offhand who created that one, so I'll have to look. And the other tag, which was more recent, is the AuthorTube in Theory and Practice tag, which I was tagged by Todd the Librarian, and it was created by Strip Cover Lit. All fantastic channels, so make sure you check those out. So, the binge reading tag, since this is the older one. A series you definitely want to binge. I kind of shortened these down because they're like really thick marker. But basically, it's a series you really want to binge read. And there's a whole lot. I want to finish these series, and I loved the first books or the first few books, and I just never finished them. So ones I could see myself binging are Harry Potter, which I just got books on tape, two of them. I was reading The Goblet of Fire, or listening, because I know some people don't consider it reading, but yeah. And then my tapes got destroyed, and luckily I found another copy. Sorry, you guys make it a little shaky. I'm literally holding this up here. But yeah, definitely Harry Potter. Hey, Erica. Harry Potter. I had to finish The Maze Runner. What else? Oh, The Lunar Chronicles. Those three. And the Fifth Wave series. So, what is a book or series that you think everyone should stop doing what they're doing and just read it? Oh my god, there's so many. You should read The Giver, you should read The Hunger Games, you should read The Lovely Bones, The Fault in Our Stars, just so many different books and different genres. I love the Maze Runner series. That's what got me into reading. I definitely want to finish that one. I was really liking the first book. I wasn't crazy about the first few chapters, but as it got going, I liked the later half of the book a little bit better. I definitely can see where it's a series that will pick up. Let's see. An author I would binge read. There's probably a lot of authors that I want to read the rest of their books. I want to finish everything by Anne Rice. I've read everything that John Green has written. Not everything. I have not read Will Grayson. And those other short stories, but I've read his main, like, 5 novels. And I know he fluctuates between being a popular author and an unpopular one, depending on who it is, but I can definitely binge read all those again. Will Grayson was amazing. That's good to know because I liked everything else he's written, and I haven't read anything else. I haven't read anything by the other authors, so I'm looking forward to that and his works too. Let's see. Recent one you read in one sitting. I know, I like his work too. I love The Fault in Our Stars. For a book that I read in one sitting, it's been a long time since I've done that, like a long, long time. Like most of the ones that I've done in one sitting are short audiobooks. So it was probably Stay Out of the Basement, which was a Goosebumps book. I think that's the only one recently that I've done that has been in one sitting because they're only like 2 hours by audio. Let's see, a character you would binge watch a TV show with. I honestly don't know, just because a lot of my books tend to be very sad that I like, or a lot going on, and I don't know when we would have time to watch TV. I don't know if they'd be happy. You know what? I probably could watch South Park with Katniss or anybody from that series because honestly, both that series and South Park are basically satire in different ways, but they are. Uh, what did I write here? Oh, the latest you stayed up for a book. That would probably be when I was a kid for Goosebumps. Or no, um, maybe the latest I stayed up was, I think, the last time I had a couple of days off, I read Battle Royale. But I didn't finish it. That book is like several hundred pages. But I think I stayed up late one time watching that one. And until 3 trying to finish. Usually when I'm staying up very late, I'm trying to write my own book, but sometimes I'll squeeze a paragraph or so of another book in there just to get my reading time in. Oh my god. And I think the last one was supposed to be, what the heck was it? It was something about a series that you could, or you would binge read, and I definitely would binge read again, as I do always, The Hunger Games and probably Harry Potter. It is a fantastic tag, and I'm not sure who's done this, so I'm going to tag anyone who's watching that has not done it yet. Because I would love to see all your guys' answers, because, I mean, if you would binge it, there's a good chance it's a great story, and I want to know about it. Because I need books to read. I have a million of them, but you can never have enough books. Definitely, I would love to see your answers. So, the next tag is the author tube in practice and theory. So this is going to get a little interesting because I really have to think about this. You really don't sit down and think about your own writing. And it's fun to be challenged sometimes. So the first one is, how do you start a poem? So usually with poetry, I get this idea of something important I want to say, or something that's gone on in my life, a feeling, a memory, something. And a lot of times it happens when I'm listening to music, because let's be honest, good lyrics are kind of like poetry. They really are. And so I'll kind of think about music that could go with it, a flow, but something that's really going to capture somebody. Something that's going to have a good rhyme, but how do I put it? Yeah, it's going to have a good rhyme, but it's really going to create an image for somebody. How do you start a short story? So, short stories for me, I have some serious ones, and the serious ones are kind of like how I feel about poetry, but they're a little bit longer. Instead of just like a song kind of thing, it's more of like a little section of a character's life. Like if I can create a character in my head, okay, this is the moment that happened to this person, and I'm going to tell that story, if that makes any sense. Other times, it's kind of me being humorous. How do you start a novel? So with that one, oh god. So the problem with that one is that I start a lot. I don't ever finish. These are usually bigger concepts that I have. And honestly, that one can kind of come from anywhere. So it's kind of the same thing. It's just ones that I feel that I can, that I feel should be a longer story. Like how I said the short one is a section, I feel that this one has many sections that need to be told. I don't know, it's weird. Do you have a writing strategy? I really don't. I try to kind of outline things, like I make rules for myself. They're usually based upon tropes and everything. But that's about it. With everything going on, it's hard to stick to a strategy, but I do a small outline, and that's about it. Usually everything pretty much comes off the top of my head. I have the basic, this is what happens to this character. They look like this. They like this kind of music. They have this kind of friends. And the story just kind of progresses from there. Do you write on a paper or a computer? So both. Usually my longer stories, like the short ones, or my many beginnings of novels, usually are on a computer because it's easier. However, most of my poetry is all written down in journals or random scraps of paper. So you get to claim one piece of writing as your own. Now, as Todd said, there's a whole plagiarism thing, and I don't do that kind of thing because I wouldn't like it done to me. But if I had to pick something that I can claim as my own, there is many that I can go with and many favorites, as you guys know. However, I might pick Interview with the Vampire, just because I could then say I wrote the better vampire book. Let's see. Do you set goals? I try to, if I have time or a day off, I try to set at least an hour. Even if it's just coming up with ideas and jotting them down, I try to dedicate at least that much time to my writing. I wish I had more, wish I had the energy for more, but it's a start. So you won the Nobel Prize in Literature. What was it for? I would have to say if I won any kind of prize, most likely it would come from my poetry. I feel I can get a little bit more deep, that one. You're now a millionaire because of your Nobel Prize and everything. Where do you live? You know what? I think if I had the money, I'd probably live in different places so I can go and visit them. Let's see. So you have an author group or a writers group. What 5 writers would you want in your circle? Again, like I said, these are kind of bulky, so trying to remember everything that I wrote down. You know what? I think having Todd would be cool, just to have another indie author and somebody that I communicate with. His book was really good. It was definitely put together better than mine, and he was able to write a whole length novel and everything, and it was something different. So I definitely would go with Todd, probably J.K. Rowling, because Harry Potter. She definitely did something different with fantasy and characters. Um, I definitely need to go back to Harry Potter. Uh, Probably John Green, because again, I loved all his books, despite the fact that I have mixed feelings about Looking for Alaska. Definitely Suzanne Collins, because of course she wrote my favorite book. And another author that I have to go back and read more of their work, but I loved this book would be Alice Sebold, because I love The Lovely Bones. There's probably a lot of authors I could go with, but I want to go with those 5 right now. So that's it for the tags. And thanks for watching. Now let's see if I can end this thing.